leadership, tech leadership, and the ability to scale and so on. So without further this thing, we'll get into what is there on the uh, agenda today. So what we're going to cover is why do companies actually care to have a reference architecture for your enterprise? So most often all of us come from different companies and backgrounds, and the software is written around 5 to 10 years or at times 20 to 30 years uh, prior to most of us stepping into companies. So we don't have a background or history of why they are there in the first place. So you eventually become the custodians of owning this product or solution, and obviously you're supposed to turn it around, make enhancements to it, make changes, throw away some parts, put new things, and end up creating an architecture for your uh, company or enterprise. So what happens if you actually don't have an architecture around your product? I mean, uh, we can very well imagine that if you don't have something in place, you'll obviously end up with something, and that something is not to your liking. You will have an architecture, and it's pretty much something which is like the blind man figuring out an elephant. Somebody says, okay, this is the logging framework here, this is a caching mechanism there, and all of it doesn't actually glue together and give you a holistic view of what you want to do with your product or solution. So it's all like pulling things apart, and the complexity becomes bigger and bigger as your product reaches an enterprise level solution which is spread across geographies and multiple products and solutions. So when it was small, you're nice at handling the product, and it is fairly manageable. But once you goes beyond a certain level of lines of code or complexity or the number of cross-cutting concerns across various domains and solutions, it eventually tends to get out of your hand. So you really don't know what lies under the hood, and what do I need to get this get the architecture in place. And if somebody were to say, okay, you are a banking product, let us integrate with let us say a messaging system which manages credit card ratings, or let us say there is a third-party loan approval system and you want to tie your savings bank account to that. So it's not easy to do that kind of an enhancement unless you know what is part of your solution. So it's very important to understand where you stand. No matter how old is your product, you really need to know, because this helps in actually making quicker decisions and a faster turnaround in helping solve complex problems, especially in terms of investing in the product. Like you want to have a roadmap, and you are actually going ahead with saying what is that you want to do in the first iteration, second iteration. So unless you know what is involved, what is that you're going to change, how many people are required, what is the resource, so unless you have a strong architecture practice, you will not be able to justify what is the investment in terms of time, resources, and money on your project. So the other reason why people actually put up why insist on having a strong organization level domain knowledge which is built into its DNA is because for the obvious reason that it's no longer a one-man show, it's like a teamwork, and it's like a relay race. So there are a lot of people who are there with the product and who are no longer there and have left the organization for other things important. And so people who are actually managing, who end up being the custodians, unless they have fair practices, the best practices from the industry, your IT expenditure will not be accountable, and you can't really justify why you're spending so much of time and effort doing a project unless your decision making is done using due diligence methods and you're able to satisfy your stakeholders on why certain things are actually required. So it's quite easy, like when your superstars in your team or company are out on vacation and there is a critical problem. Obviously, certain bugs and patches take longer time to fix, and obviously in companies which are well built using strong product development practices, this is no longer the case, because there's a proper dissemination of knowledge. Everybody takes a share of what is required to solve or understand the jigsaw puzzle of your architecture, and then you can fix. So this doesn't become a challenge if you've managed your practice well. So what is the fix for all of this? Fix is actually you need to have a proper portfolio management of your product and solution. You need to actually have a sharing culture which has a lot of tech talks. The knowledge dissemination is there evenly in the team, and work distribution is there. So unless that is there, what happens is each of these accounts and solutions, they become the core ownership of certain people who have an emotional bonding to it, and they don't let the others share the practices, and it becomes more or less, instead of a team effort, one-man upmanship of a few people. So unless you are applying industry standard best practices to share this framework level knowledge with everybody, and do it in a systematic manner, you will actually end up